coming out.
I saw the posts. Those are pretty dope. I like the hoodies.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to change them. Like, there's too much print on them. It costs too much.
Oh, really?
The leggings were like $35. I'm like, no one's buying this.
Nah.
All right,
No
we
way.
are live on YouTube.
Oh,
What?
hello.
Hey, send me that link, though.
Same.
Yeah, I gotta find it. Here's a share link. All right, copy.
Hilarious.
I'm good at this. I promise.
There.
There it is.
Special guest time.
In the Discord chat.
Cappy. All right, let's.
I can't wait to see how this layout looks.
It's pretty good.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It was thrown together kind of last minute, huh?
Yeah, like minutes late. Too many minutes late.
No.
All right, sweet. Got it. The casual TCG. Hey guys. Hey, this is like our first podcast on YouTube, right?
It's probably going to be our last, hopefully.
It might be our last. I don't know.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
this is cool. What's up, Max? Man, I tried to put him on the couch before, and he just fell off the couch. So now he's just tooting around, just walking around.
This is
Old
going to be
man
the
Max.
most professional. I got a baby in one hand.
Oh, she is wide awake too.
I know. She's like watching the podcast right now.
What you get for Papa? We switched over to YouTube because Twitch
You didn't have a choice.
was not
do
available
like that.
to us today. Dan's on vacation, and I didn't get a stream token from him. So
Yeah, that's what we'll go with.
We'll blame Dan.
no,
I
it's
mean,
my
Dan.
fault. It's my fault. I should have thought about that. Not Dan's fault. His phone could work. That'd be neat, though. It's awesome.
I mean, he's not here, so it's probably easiest just to blame him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we do.
All right, that sounds good.
We just blame Kevin usually. The easiest.
Can you say hi? You look so tired.
I remember that, man. Oh, man. Wait till my next one. It's not
Yeah?
happening
Is it
yet.
coming?
Not happening.
Oh.
Not yet. No leaks.
I'm done. You can have this one if you want.
Oh,
You'll have plenty of time at night, like hours. You'll just be like, why won't you go to sleep?
Oh,
Mhm. What's up without Chase? This is like our first YouTube video in a long time, too. I keep meaning to talk to Dan about, hey, we should get some stuff up. But I feel like he's on vacation a lot. So
oh, it's kind of throwing out the heat.
I can't.
Just
I would throw
poke
out the
at him.
same heat, though, whether he was here or not, in my
That's
defense.
true. I
That's
don't know.
true, yeah.
It's usually a Dan roast cast almost
Yes.
always.
Busted Dan.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do things like super different tonight than what we've done in the past. Because it's not like, usually we'll start out with like Pokemon news. We've got like an entire lineup of how things go. But a lot of that is structured the way that it is because it's normal. Well, this isn't a normal week because it's just me and Darren. And then we've got two guests. We've got Zach. We've got Jeff. I threw out a tweet the other day, and it's like, who should we have on as guests? And Aaron and a few other people were like, yeah, SackOrScoop and Super Rodcast. And luckily, they made some time for us to have them on. So we're going to do, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Pardon the Interruption on ESPN before, but so basically myself and this baby here are going to be your host for the evening. And what we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to basically read off a couple different topics in the community. And by a couple, I mean like 10. You can see them up there. And we're just going to go through. You guys will get like 1 to 2 minutes. Just talk about what your feelings are on it. You can interrupt each other if you want, as long as the banter is there. And then we'll do an NAIC draft afterwards. Usually we do something where the loser has to do something disgusting. So we'll probably do that.
I've done a lot of disgusting stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never forget the bean boozled shakes.
Yep.
Bro, this is great. I still owe Papa Blastoise, and we won't talk about it, but it will happen one day.
Go ahead.
No, we're good. We don't need to
Okay.
talk about it.
There was one time where Darren lost and had to eat hot peppers against Dan. This video never went live because Darren could not keep one pepper down.
Not even one. I was dead.
Yeah, I can't do hot stuff. I'll die.
It was very.
But I'll do it.
I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of scared. So I hope my team does well.
Usually it's Darren who's the one who's in trouble. Which
Just
is why
saying, if you want to make sure you win, draft this guy.
There it is. I already know what the spice is. It was leaked before, but I can't leak it now.
I don't care.
Awesome. Cool. All right, so.
Oh, perfect.
Too late, Sam. Sorry. We're good.
Oh, is she calling you back right now?
Yeah, sorry.
I called her too. I wonder if she's gonna call me back. Whoops, too late, Sam. Anyways, cool. So, are we recording this too? We're recording this, right?
Yeah, it's recording.
Awesome. So I'm gonna start. Oh no, the baby's asleep.
Oh.
I'm gonna start out just doing. Yeah. What's up, Dead Draw Rodcasters? I'll start out with an introduction, and then we'll have Jeff and Zach introduce who they are, and then we'll get into it. So, without further ado, what episode is this? 136?
Maybe. Good guess.
We'll go with that.
I can find out, I suppose.
Well, I'll just say 136. Nobody's gonna go back last week and see. Like,
no, this is 137.
We're good. All right. What's up, Dead? Oh, that doesn't sound right at all. I'm just gonna keep going with it. What's up, Dead Drawers? This is Danny, not Dan, and we are back. We are live on YouTube. Trying this out this week, a little different. We are back with episode number 136 of Dead Draw Gaming, Pokemon TCG podcast like no one ever was, and we've got some special guests tonight. We're gonna keep the show super fun, super entertaining, do things a lot different than what you're used to. Hang around. We're gonna have an NAIC draft at the end of it. Between the four of us that are here. And then Dan already threw in all of his picks, gave us a list of like 60 names that he wants us to choose from when it becomes his turn. So we'll get into that. But first, let me introduce you to our special guests of the night. We've got Zach Everest and Jeffrey Saran. So Zach, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Well, Zach, I live in Vegas. You might know us from SackOrScoop. We got a YouTube channel. We started the Fade of Town podcast. Comes out every Friday. This week, Thursday, because of NAIC. But yeah, definitely go check that out.
Jeffrey Saran, part of the Super Rodcast. We're starting to make a little bit of a comeback here with some episodes coming out here soon with Kirk and myself. You guys might have saw me this season a couple regionals on stream as a commentator for the Legendary Gaming Network. And yeah, super excited to be on. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And Darren, who are you?
My name is Darren, and I'm always Karen.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm part of Dead Draw Gaming, same as Danny.
Am I gonna expect these kind of like dad phrases the whole time?
Yeah,
I just need to brace myself.
Yeah.
Darren's got like 7
I think I'm the only non-dad here.
Oh, I'm not. I only have dogs.
Oh, well, me too. We'll go with
only
that.
dogs?
We're good.
All right,
I have a cat. I have a
Okay.
cat.
Ooh,
Dogs have a
okay, we're not together anymore. Just fine. I'm by myself. No, not mixing with you.
All right, so I'm going to be kind of a host for the evening. We're going to do things, going to go through 10 different topics that I came up with. Just want to get you guys' opinion on things. I want to start out, first of all, we're going to go in order. So the way that I'm looking at the screen is I've got Zach to my left. He'll go first, then Jeff will go second, and then Darren will go third. I'll throw my thoughts in if I feel like I need to. If you guys want to interrupt each other, you go right ahead. Keep the banter fun and exciting. But first of all, I want to talk about the Worlds format this year because, as you can tell, it's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So rotation for the first time is happening prior to Worlds occurring. So this is the first season where you will actually have like cards like Zoroark and Ultra Ball and a lot of different huge staple cards that are going to be rotated out after NAIC here. This will be like the last big tournament that they'll be in. Worlds will be playing in a whole different format. Really evens the playing field, it seems. Zach, what do you think of this? Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a great idea. I think the format gets even playing field. I think it comes down. It's kind of like the beginning of the season, and I we had Caleb on and we talked about it too, and I think he's going to do well because if you look at the beginning of the season in Philadelphia, it was a whole new format. We had no clue what we were going to do, and he came out strong and just killed it. I think it comes down to deck building, and we'll see. We got that one set. We'll see what exactly is in it, but other than that, we lost so much ball search, and so I think GXs will be huge because the cherish ball is a thing. But other than that, I think it evens the playing field for everyone. Everyone's on the same page, which is nice.
Jeff, do you agree?
I'm kind of like in the middle part there because there's a lot of like detrimental cards that have been staples to the standard format specifically for years now, like your Ultra Ball, your Double Colorless Energy. So both those keyed in staples being removed from the format is going to definitely open up for your better deck builders that have the patience to try to figure out the different combos to make your decks as consistent as possible. So I'm just curious how that's going to weigh out. Zoric being out of the format is huge. We saw that dominate literally since its existence. So I'm really curious how that's going to pan out as well. I don't know too much about the new cards just yet. I'm kind of person that lives in the moment versus the future. So I don't know too much what's going on with those cards. But I will say this format's going to slow down a bunch. It's kind of almost like Heart Gold Soul Silver era, but maybe not as, it doesn't have as many pieces as that era did. I
think that's what a lot of older people, like more experienced players, want. I think they want to get back to that format more. Based on my conversations with them.
Yeah,
definitely agree.
Played in that, but I'm down to slow the game down. I like at the beginning of the season where we were playing stage 2s and the game was fun. It was slow and it was fun. Now it's back to big basics and who he always first and wins, which is boring.
Turn well and let loose. And it'll be nice to get unified minds. Yeah, Marshallow's gonna be gone. You get Unified Minds. What is that? First weekend in August, so that'll be legal for Worlds. That might make an impact. We'll see how that goes.
That's what it comes. I think that's big.
Yeah.
So
Darren taking that.
Yeah. My take on this is that it's really good. A while ago, like years ago, Pokemon moved from having cards release and be legal, like the next Friday. Then they moved it back a couple weeks. The general consensus or the thought was that it gives more casual players a chance to purchase cards and maybe test with them, play with them, because they wanted to make it more accessible to everyone. Well, here we have an event where it is not accessible to everyone. It is only for the cream of the crop, and why not make a brand new format for everyone, all me included, all casual players, watch the best of the best play the newest format that they're going to be able to play with after that. I think it's really great. I'm very excited to see it. I kind of wish I could play it, but I'm obviously don't have time for collecting championship points.
The only frustration I see with this happening, so you have a bunch of experienced players who are vying for that day 2 invite right away. So you 1st through 16th, you get your day 2, you get your stipend, you're good to go. Like that's going to be great. Like this probably doesn't impact you too much. But those other players, let's say 17th through 32nd, 17th through 40th, who are like, well, I grinded it out all year. I went to every regional. I am very, very comfortable in the current format right now. And now I've got to play in day 1, a whole nother format with people who are only barely scraped by or just getting their invite right now. Come on. Is that fair to those players?
I think it just doesn't matter. Don't care. I don't care if it's fair. I think it makes the whole tournament more fair.
Savage.
I think you take all these great players and you're like, and then you take the players that barely scraped in and you're like, you know what? Let's even the playing field. Boom. Who can look at these new cards and not even the new cards, just whatever we have left and put together the best deck and win. And it might not even be the top guys. The top guys might struggle because they're used to playing these same decks, Zoric, all day. And then it's like, oh, well, now this baby Ninetales is good and no one's seen it coming because Johnny, who got his invite by 1 point. Been testing this format since he got his invite, and he's killing it now.
Yeah, it really benefits those players also who have close testing circles that maybe have barely scraped by their invite, where they've been
Right.
proxying stuff off for months.
Mhm.
Like I know players like Rukan
And
who
this
have been
format too has
playing.
a stance.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
What were you saying?
No, it's like all broken up. Sorry about that. This format too has been a lot of like there's luck cards that can like directly just take someone out of the game as well, like the let loose we mentioned. So I mean, inherently, a lot of players have been able to have the success, quote unquote success, because of like the luck factor of hitting a turn one let loose and completely taking your opponent out of the game, and that gets kind of like negated here come next format.
Very true. All right, let's move on. So this is the first year that we've had 550 championship points in order to qualify for Worlds, which seems like a whole heck of a lot. A heckin' lot, as Darren would say. We had what, 300? Was it 300 last year? And then before the previous year, 400 last year? Okay, and the previous year was 500. So this is the first year where we've gone all the way up to 550. You've got a ton of League Cups that you can go to. You've got a whole boatload of regionals this year that you could have gone to. 550, obviously, you're going to see a decline in the amount of players who are going to be able to go to Worlds because they're not going to qualify. Is 550 the number? When they announce the number for next year, is 550 the right number? Did they get it right this year?
I think 550 is what do I think? I think next year it will be lower, but do I think 550 is fine? I think 550 was good. I think 550 forced you to play well at least one regional. I think it forced you to actually travel and show that you can compete at a regional. And instead of because at 400 you could literally just win the League Cups to make it, which I've seen posts online where it's like an 8-man League Cup, and like you do that.
There's no grind.
8 times, yeah. You do that 8 times, and you go to Worlds. Like that's not good. Like at least make day 2 at a regional, or get top 128 at a regional a couple times and earn your spot. I think 550 is fine.
I think there's 2 perspectives to it. I think you definitely have the Pokemon side of it as like Pokemon trading card game, Pokemon company, whatever you want to call it, TPCI, and then you have the player's point of view. As a player, I think 550 is great. I think it's a strong number as far as forcing you to have to grind. You got to have, a Worlds invite should not be given, it should be earned. So I really do think that, 400 being that number before, being easy just to win 8 cups and get your invite this year, to even stretch it out to split up the cups and champion challenges points to make it even a little bit more easier as well. On top of, was it an 8 finish limit for regionals? So like the sky's the limit there. You just got to put the time and effort and obviously, the funds to travel. Now, I do see on TPCI side is that it's kind of a scare to the community as well. The players that don't have the funds and the stuff to go out to do travel, they only can maybe get to go to one big event. Maybe there are areas that don't have as strong as cups, areas to play in cups as well. So I think it's probably gonna get dropped back down to 500, if not 450. Looking at like the United States qualifiers as it stands right now, there's only 46 Americans for Worlds invite, probably more, probably some cups haven't gone in yet. But as I look right now, just the 46. And that's not a lot. And in reality, in comparison to the 400 year, it's not a lot. So I could definitely see, because of those numbers, TPCI could definitely do a decrease in the CP for Worlds invite.
Yeah.
I also believe that this number was fine, but it will drop for next season. If I had to guess, I'd say 500 for NA Masters, but I don't know. It is really encouraging to see such a large number of European players, just a lot of non-American players qualifying for Worlds this year. It's really going to make Pokemon feel like more of a worldwide TCG, which it is. I mean, the internationals do a great job of that, seeing different parts of the world, seeing a whole bunch of different players get to play in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So Worlds now is just feels more like a real world tournament because it's not dominated by North American players.
Yeah, yep. I think it's great. I think it needs to go. It's going to go down for sure, and I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. So I don't know. Okay. I wish it would. Yeah.
All right. I want to talk about meta manipulation, because that's been a subject that has been on my mind, apparently not by choice, for a long time now. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Do big players, known players, purposely manipulate the meta? So I'm going to throw stuff out there right now. We're right before NAIC. You've got Team DDG talking about Wheezing. You've got Team DDG talking about Zap Beasts. You've got someone's PC talking about Blissey. Like, you've got these big players throwing down certain decks. Are they really playing that, or are they manipulating the meta? Is meta manipulation a real thing, and is it an issue in the community right now?
I'll tell you right now, I do not think DDG will play Wheezing. I think they just played it just to play it at Origins. I don't think they cared too much about it. Do I think they manipulated the meta by playing that? I don't think so. I think that they just wanted to play a deck. Like, will most people, when they call something out, they're gonna play it. I don't see many people calling out decks to try to throw people off. A lot of hype has come up, like, oh, you're posting your article but you're not playing your list, or you're posting your article a day before where no one can ever, like, even that's not going to help anyone or whatever. And like, I think that's all stupid. I think you get what you get, and if you look at DDG and go, well, Weezing's the best deck, well, you didn't do your own research, and it's on you. I don't think you should think that they're manipulating. It's stupid if you think that, I think.
Okay. Jeff, what you got?
I'm kind of on the opposite end. And the reason being is I think there's kind of like two sides of players in the community. You have your front runners, your leaders in the community, per se, that your article writers, and then you have the followers. You have the ones that kind of, look at Hey Fonte, look at Verbank, see the results, look at Limitless and PokeStats to kind of see what's going on and feed off of what you see there from top players. If you think about, here's the biggest example, Zach Lesage winning with Blacephalon, I think, at Collinsville. And from that point forward, Blacephalon has infinitely, double, triple the numbers since that performance. It was kind of just an unknown quantity at that point. I think he's pretty much the only player that played it. And then the regionals to follow after in cups, it picked up a bit. That's just one of the examples.
Yeah, well, I like when I see that, I was like, it won a regional, okay. And like, if you look at Zach, he probably posted that list like weeks before that happened, and he's been playing Blacephalon for many regionals. It's like that. I don't think he at all is manipulating
that example. That's not much manipulating, but the effect that top players bring to the community.
He did get a lot of heat on that, though, because he said, and I love Zach. I do love Zach, even though he's not a part of DDG anymore. He did say before the event that he was not playing Blacephalon at Collinsville.
He did. I think I seen a tweet where he said Blacephalon sucked too.
Yeah. He changed last minute, and I know he changed last minute, but you got to look at, well, how does the community view this?
Yeah, you might be right, but
I remember that event. He made like a video or wrote an article or something where he said Blacephalon is dead, or the king is dead, and then like 3 days later wins a regional with Blacephalon. So I don't think that was intentional. Like, I don't think he was trying to scare water players or whatever that deck loses to. I don't even know. I think he just changed his mind, and I think that's the case with most leaders in the community. They're just playing a game too, honestly, and it's not that easy to really manipulate the meta, because the people that you are potentially manipulating is a small percentage of the actual attendees of an event.
Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like there's enough of an impact to look at a regional and go, all these people are playing Wheezing because Dead Draw Gaming played Wheezing, and then Dead Draw Gaming played a deck that beats Wheezing. Is like, to look at, if that happens, if we go to NIC and there's a huge field of Wheezing, and then Dead Draw Gaming plays something that just shits on Wheezing, I think then you might have an argument, but I just don't see that happening. I just don't.
So I don't think it's an intended, meta manipulation, but the power is there. So, like, for example, like, I'll bring up kind of I'll bring up my upbringing with the Pokemon game, right? So I played back in 2011 for a little bit, and I took a long break and came back like 2014, 2015. And at that point, I was kind of just feeding off of results to kind of see what I wanted to play. Oh, this deck did well. This Toad Bats list, cool. Let me play this Toad Bats list. That's kind of how I came up there, and that's the kind of thing you got sometimes happens with newer players, younger players, inexperienced players.
But I think if something wins, it's not really like manipulating. Like if something wins, it's
fair.
But like if someone posts an article that says like, if I post an article that says Aerodactyl is the best deck, and then I play something that beats Aerodactyl, I was like, okay, that like I don't think that does anything. But like if you think manipulating is them playing winning decks, I'm like, that's just going to happen. Like everyone's going to look at decks that are winning and go, I'm going to try to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just more so the influence they bring to the community. Can they, I mean, in reality, they can put in like the minds of players, what they have played as far, just because of that, like that little, upbringing they have, that power to kind of have as top players in the community. I mean, think about like, I'm pretty sure it was probably after Rayquaza won that regional. Pretty sure some players bought some Rayquazas afterwards as well. It's just not so much like direct meta manipulation, but it does shift it, which is like normal shift, like shifts like that. But I do think like Wheezing, for example, that had a higher cup presence after Origins. Like that weekend, that Sunday had some like Wheezing Cup finishes, and then the challenges and stuff after that you see posted also had Wheezings. Little things like that. So it's not direct manipulation, but I definitely think that if they really wanted to at some point to say, hey, let's hype up this one deck, and then hard, I think it could be there. Is it happening? Really? Not so much.
I don't think that like even if you took like if Caleb, like Jimmy and Danny all like posted a list on Twitter. It was like, this is the best deck. I don't think that's would affect the meta. I do not think that would.
Okay.
I think it would affect the meta in a way that people would then counter hard to beat that deck.
You think so?
Also true.
I don't think so. I don't think. I think they'll take that with them, especially because it's coming from them. Because it's coming from them where they're very secretive with their decks. Mm-hmm. And like people would look at it and go, "This is fucking bait," or "I don't even think they're gonna play it." But if it was someone, I don't even know. There's not many people that just post their lists. Like if it was someone that posts their list all the time and they just start winning, like Jimmy does. Like say Jimmy always posted his list and he was winning all these regionals, and then one day he decided, you know what, I'm gonna post this list, say it's the best deck, and then I'm gonna counter it. And then I think you have potential.
Yeah, but that doesn't really happen.
Like something like that, until that happens, I don't think there's.
I will make my bold call, though. I will say I'm going to guess that DDG plays either Zora Control or some type of stall deck at Nationals. That's my bold call.
What happened to No Leaks? I thought this was the No Leaks.
No. I'm just saying, that's my bold call. I don't know them. I don't even know who I am.
Hey, they're playing Blissey.
My phone? What is going on here?
I don't even know who I am.
If they play Blissey, I'm flipping this table. I'm going to come back to my house. I'm going to leave Saturday from Columbus, come back to my house, flip my table, and drive back.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Make sure you record it when it happens.
Please
absolutely.
Record it.
Absolutely broadcast.
I do think that there is meta manipulation that happens. I just do not think it happens as frequently as people do think it happens. Like I think there's a few players probably in the community who are like, "Oh, I'm purposely going to try and manipulate the meta." I don't think it necessarily works very often, but I do think there are players who try and take advantage of doing it.
I think the field is just too big, and no one's
fair. Yeah,
good enough to be like no one's posting their list enough and good enough for people to listen.
Too many paywalls.
Too many paywalls. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about. I skipped teams. Let's go back. I want to talk about teams for a second. So there's been teams for the last few seasons now. Obviously, Dead Dog Gaming, we've got a team. I guess you could call Team SackOrScoop a team, right? You could make a case for the Super Rodcast team, which would be Jeff, Jared, and Kirk. I mean, I don't know how many points you guys got this year combined.
All right, we picked them up.
I can count on one hand.
Yeah, exactly. Same with. And that's why we have other players that play for us. But then you've got ARG, you've got Limitless would be considered a team. You've got NLG, you've got a few teams out there. Is teams good for the game? What is your opinion on? I know Jeff, you guys talked about this a little bit already, but what is your opinion? Give me a quick take on this.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I have strong opinion. I really just don't think teams are to call yourself a team is real tough for me. Like in my head, a team like it's just a group of friends, to be honest, that are testing together. Like I don't think people are making enough money to call yourself an organized team. I have some background of making contracts for players, and I can tell you the contracts that I've made were substantially way too much for any player that they should not have made that much money. And that's just because we didn't know. And I know enough to say that people are just they're not making money, and it's okay. Like if you want to work with your friends and call your, I think anyone could have a team. In the type of format we're at, you could take your 5 friends, put on some shirts, and say you're a team. And I think that's the extent of where we are at teams. You could have a sponsor that gives you $50 a month or whatever, and sure. But other than that, right now, the money's just not there. The money's not there to be like, I'm an organized team. It's more, I'm friends and we all have the same shirt.
I 100% agree. I think it really just is kind of like it's really. I think you have your core teams, right? You got your DDG, ARG, with someone's PC also that kind of probably are your well-established teams. Then you have your tier 2 teams that has all the matching jerseys and matching mats, whatever it might be. And that, like to your point, is that it's definitely more of a friend group that may take it a little additionally seriously than anything else. I mean, there used to be the Monstars in the Georgia area. There was I think Clayton Fagan's on Team Reaper or something. Like there's a lot of different additional teams. X-Files, Nerd Rage Gaming, NLG you mentioned. Like there's so many different teams. In reality, they may have some under the wall, sponsorship where there's you get Ultra Pro sleeves for the month. You get your entry paid for, whatever it is. But to an extent, it's just really a group of friends test together possibly and just represent each other. I mean, that's kind of what I get out the gate. I mean, Super Broadcast, we did it just to kind of, market ourselves and group us all together, with our jerseys. And that's kind of the extent of how I feel about it.
So right now, there are only a handful of real legit esports teams in Pokemon simply because there's not enough viewership for the streaming for sponsors to take it legitimately. It's unfortunate. There's just no money in Pokemon for sponsors or players. It's just sad. If we can get there though, I think it's not impossible looking at what a lot of other video games do, even looking at how well DX does. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but even in Magic the Gathering, there are certain groups of players, and the streaming for Magic the Gathering has started to take a downturn as well. I know a lot of events lost their streamers this year, and Wizards isn't taking PDQs as seriously. There's just I don't know if TCG just isn't as watchable as it was 2 years ago. Or maybe it's just in a slump and it'll get better. But I know a lot of grassroots streaming. The quality can range from low to high. I know we're supposed to talk about teams, but it all wraps together.
I agree. I think we don't even have streams at every event yet. Like that's that's a huge problem too.
So
the content's just not out there.
Yeah,
and I think the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that you're not dealing with contractual agreements with professional athletes or even in most cases adults. You're dealing with this is, hey, I'm constantly asking a free agent to represent my brand. That's basically what you're doing. And as children or kids or younger adults or people who are going to be honestly looking to make the most money that they possibly can playing a hobby, which you can't blame them for, it's tough to keep that around for a long period of time. They're constantly going to have their eyes on what can I do to better myself tomorrow. And you can't blame them for that, but it's not like I can lock in players for a contracted, 6-year, $140 million deal.
Exactly.
That's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the idea of teams in the game. I think it brings fun in the community, and obviously Team DDG brought in a different kind of unity, I think, in the community where people wanted so badly just for DDG not to win. And I think that helped establish something better in the community. I think that's the only way that you can really make an impact with the team. Like that helps with brand recognition and things like that. But other than that, like you were saying before, there's really no money that a team can bring back in for either the sponsor or the organization.
Yeah, that's what happened with us. Because we sponsor Pablo, and at the end of the day, Pablo streamed every day. Our logo is there, everything's there, but we never felt it. You know, there's nothing he could have done that like was like impactful enough for us to continue. We're just like, we love the guy, the nicest guy in the world, but we can't give you. We just can't. We're not getting anything.
Right.
Like as much as you stream, as much as you can, we're not getting anything back. And at the end of the day, you can't just give free money away. You just can't.
That's so extremely true. Some of our best sponsorships are other Twitch streamers, and it's hands down, far and away more impactful from just
more lucrative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing when we did look at players. We're like, all right, where is a player that can give us the most? And like Pablo's popping off on Twitch. He's making videos every day. We're like, there's no other player. There's literally no other player that can give us this. So we're just gonna go with him. And like we already know, we've already talked to him. He's a great person. And even with all the content he put out, we're not a store. Like we don't have,
right.
we're just nothing. We got nothing out of it, so we had to stop.
Yeah.
And until there's something we can get back, that's just how it will be.
In the chat, Pokemon Professor Network asked, "What do you need in a player to have them join your team?" In general, do you need to have chemistry with our current team members first and foremost? That you got to be kosher with them, and then you have to have a social media presence of your own, a way to generate any kind of feedback for us. Like that's
as bad as it sounds. Like that number of followers that's next to your Twitter and your Instagram means more than anything else you could probably give to
it means more than your wins and losses, period.
Yeah. Because if you like, we're trying to get sponsors for our podcast, and like we have 20K subs. It's like they look at that, they're like, damn, okay, you have 20K subs. But we also didn't put content out for like a year and a half. And so like we're just jumping back in, and we barely are like 3 episodes in. They're like, oh, your podcast is so new. Like we love you guys, but like get like some episodes under your belt and then talk to us. And it's like, all right, it is what it is. But I understand. Like you need a return on your investment. You need a return.
Yep.
I think it also goes down to consistency. Like you want players who are going to be able to attend events. You don't want players that are just sitting home all the time.
And like I think you guys, I'm not like this sounds bad, like lucked out, but I feel like you got three players that just consistently win, and that helps so much. Like that, those names are out there and they're connected to you guys. And if they weren't doing well, like your investment's shitty. Like it just is. At the end of the day, it's shitty.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. So we're going to talk about a topic that's always an issue in the community, and that's cheating. We've got a huge event coming up. We've got NAIC. There's always topics that are going around saying who's going to get busted and what's it going to be. I don't know if cheating's been as much of an issue this year or this past season where we've had call-outs, specific incidents that have happened. So I guess, Zach, starting with you, is cheating still a big issue in the community? And if so, how is it happening?
I think cheating is really big, and I think it's happening straight in front of people, and they don't realize it. I think slow play is happening consistently on streams. You could go back and watch streams, and I don't know if it's just me or other people are seeing this, but I can see this player. I can tell he's slow playing, and like the chat's like, oh, he's so good, and like nothing's happening. And I'm like, dude, like he hasn't made a move in like a minute. I know he won game 1. It's moving on. And I think, and there's so many games that aren't streamed. Like, I think a lot of players, I'm not going to call out names because there's no, I hate that the most is when people post shit with no hard evidence. Like, it's so dumb. But I think a lot of it's, I think slow playing's the most cheating that's happening that people just don't notice enough. Where like you can't really tell, it's judgmental. Like it's on a scale of, is he playing his cards fast, or is he won game 1? Is it a lot slower than last time? And I think that affects the game so much that but there's really not much you could do about it, which sucks.
I
but
fully
like
agree.
blatant cheating where like you're holding cards and stuff, I don't think that happens too much. Like,
Right.
And when it does happen, I think people get caught. Yeah. Super quick and it's over with and they get banned. I don't think it's a big issue. But slow playing, I think, is a huge issue. And I think the judges are just not good enough. I think our judging is horrible, to be honest. I think the judges that we have, there's like 3 good judges in all of Pokemon. And everybody else is
And
trash.
one of them is on this podcast right now.
No. That's not me.
Sure.
I'm no good.
Sure. Like, I think judging is trash in Pokemon, and I understand most of it's done just because you're trying. Like your kid's playing, you got nothing else to do or whatever. But at the end of the day, we're playing for money here, and when someone's blatantly slow playing and you have no clue, I think you shouldn't be judging. You're trash.
All right, Jeff, are you going to be quite as harsh?
I won't be quite as harsh, but I do agree that there is still a significant amount of cheating in the community. I know one thing that was a struggle, at least for Kirk and I, whenever we were commentating, is at what point do we actually make a comment about slow play? There's definitely a lot of instances, like Zach brought up as well, that there could have been some lines that were crossed in that point. But I do definitely think that the pinnacle of all the cheating is definitely slow play. I do think there's also some, I don't know how you want to word it, but like, deck randomization manipulation where they do kind of, try to manipulate how their opponent cuts the deck and different things like that to, give them a better chance of top decking the correct card. So a lot of different factors that I do think happen in the community, and it happens on all levels of players, from top to bottom. Each player tries to have their own type of leverage to get an advantage. So, but slow playing definitely the peak. And I think that's like the first, if there's any type of rule that Pokemon tries to, adjust for next season in the stars of player guidelines, slow play has got to be the first one. And they got to come up with some kind of rules to leverage that. Cause that's that rule to have a line for it right now is easily manipulated, can easily worked around to, whoever wins game 1, they can play the slow crap out of game 2 and take that win that way, whatever it might be. It is something that's just easily worked around and needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So as a judge, I got to come in and defend a little bit. So Pokemon judging, the Pokemon Professor program a couple years ago, they slimmed down the test and it became a lot easier to get in. That's not to say that at larger events, those judges are like newbies. That's not the case at all. When you get to something like a regional or an NAIC, even a lot of cups, you have the highest level of judges. A lot of them are stage 1, some are stage 2. The problem with the rule for slow play is that there are too many games for a judge to keep active track of how long each turn is taking. So what it comes down to is a player, if you see it, you have to say something. Get a judge over there. I think more importantly than potentially bad judges is people are just too nice and expect the best out of their opponent. You should expect the best, but you should also hold them accountable when they aren't. Calling a judge over for a slow play is not bad. It's good. It helps them if it's unintentional, and if it is intentional, it goes on their record. And eventually, Pokemon Pokemon's gonna go, hey, look at that, all these slow plays. This guy's got double-digit slow plays in the past 2 tournaments. They'll let the TO know, and
she's bad. That guy. That guy should be bad. Double-digit slow plays. Get out of here.
And there's a difference between slow play and stalling. Stalling is in the rules too. That is intentionally slowing down the game to change the potential outcome. That's a game loss. That's potentially a DQ. It's cheating. It's straight up cheating. Regular old slow play is just someone who is perhaps nervous or is thinking about what they're doing, taking too long. Regardless, taking too long. Call over for that because maybe that will help them.
What would you call? Because when in top 4, what was it? When DGG played the stupid Shedinja deck. In top 4, I want to say it's K-Tron. K-Tron's playing. I don't remember.
Zapdos fighting.
Yeah, he's playing Zapdos, but he's playing against someone. One of either was it Zool or
Zool made top 4.
Yes, they're another DGG guy. They're playing, and K-Tron had like 3 Jirachis, and he would just switch Stellar Wish, and not take any cards. And he would do it 3 times. There's Judge watching the whole time, and he would do it every turn, every single turn. It got to a point where there was only 5 cards in his deck, and he would still do it. Boom, boom. Finally, the judge said something when he had 5 cards and was like, you know what cards are in there. You can't do it. But in my head,
those are actions he could do, though, technically. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with it.
But is it stalling? I think that's stalling. But I think it's legal stalling. It's right. You can't tell him he can't do it.
That's true.
Say, even though he only has 5 cards in his deck, if he does it twice and then he decides, you know what, actually I do need one of those 5 cards, how can you tell me he can't do it?
Yeah, it's
I was like,
unfortunately,
the whole thing, there's so much gray areas where it's crazy. But at the end of the day, everyone knew that was his only win condition. His only win condition, he won game 1. He's like, now I just have to do this for the next 60 minutes. And
I would really prefer. What I would like is for TPCI to drop down a judge guidance specifically on stalling, because there is a little snippet in the rule book about not advancing the game state, but it's like you said, it's a gray area, and if that is their only win condition is to stall out a game, there's decks built around that, and I think that's terribly toxic. I would rather people play a game and win or lose rather than sit there for one game that lasts 50 minutes plus 3. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot, because especially with that, if I'll tell you right now, if I play against that Shedinja deck and I look at my deck that I built and I go, I cannot beat that because I don't have enough Guzmas and I don't have a Field Blower or Escape Ropes, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to draw a pass for 50 minutes, play let loose, and draw a pass until I tie. And I'm not going to lose to that deck. I will not. I'm either winning or I'm tying. And as much as that sounds like it is stalling, 100%. It's stalling, but it's legal. Right. I'm just draw. Go ahead.
Yeah. So where's the
I know
line?
They can't beat me that way.
Yeah. Where's the line then?
I don't know.
It's tough. We need. I agree that we need something more concrete. It is a problem.
Yeah, but I think it only in certain situations, that deck is, because that deck doesn't do anything. It just says you can't beat me. Yeah. It doesn't take prizes. It doesn't mill you.
Doesn't the rule say, hey, you're playing different than what you were playing before? So that would be a penalty.
I don't know. I don't know what the rule is.
Like a pace of play thing or something like that.
Right. But you've changed your pace of play.
But you got to call a judge to see that stuff.
Yes.
Well, but it was in top 4. It was in top 4, and he won game 1 by actually playing the game. And then he goes to game 2 and Stellar Wishes 1,000 times. 1,000 times. And no one said anything. The judge is there. There's a judge at every table. And whoever played or Mike
plays. He's just making illegal plays. It's.
I think the problem is that those are legal plays.
Yeah.
But like if you say it the way you said it, he played different, totally different. Like he actually played the game, and now he doesn't play the game.
We need some guidance on it.
He literally looked at the judge and goes, "I understand that, but this is the only way I can win." And the judge just like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I do what you want." I get it. What he did was completely, like in my book, I think is legal, like those legal plays, but like it's stalling. It's stalling, 100% stalling. It's not even a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip over the next one. I'll come back to it because I want to jump into paywalls here. So there's been a lot of, not necessarily flack. I'll call it flack because a lot of people are saying, hey, like they hate paywalls. Like, why are you charging for articles? Articles should be free. They should be like you do this as a hobby, like you make enough money off of it. You're trying to help the community grow, quote unquote, yet you are not giving away any information without having to make me pay for it. Like that's ridiculous. What are paywall? And half the time it's just information that you could find somewhere else by searching for it. So is that the case? Is that true? Like are paywalls worth it? Is an article website worth it to be paying for and subscribing for?
I think certain article websites are. I think as a person that has access to someone that subscribes to almost every single paywall, I've looked at articles from every website, and I feel that, I'll just call it out. Fucking Poke Beach sucks. They don't put people they put out a lot of content, but it's not good content. It's more like it's quantity over quantity over quality. And like when you look at someone's PC, you can look through every it looks like someone tested and wrote an article about every fucking matchup they went through, and you're like, okay, this is good. But at the end of the day, I think, do you need to pay for it? No. Like, I think there's enough content creators that are on YouTube that if you don't feel like reading, if you don't want to get in depth on like every matchup, like just take a list off a YouTube channel and stop complaining. But do I think these people that put in effort deserve things aren't free. Like my time, it's not free. All right. So if I'm going to put in the effort to do this matchup, yeah, pay for it. I don't think I think you can have both. It's fine.
Jeff, you're going to start charging for episode 97 of Super Rodcast, you guys said, right?
Absolutely not. I am. However, on the contrast, I am team paywall. I do think, I've subscribed to numerous different channels to kind of see what kind of content they bring. Just help to kind of just help myself out when I was first getting back to the game. And like Zach said, a lot of the content kind of is different between different websites. But to the point of it is these are players taking their additional time to do that additional testing for other people essentially, and to give their feedback on as far as what they feel. These are players that have had the most success in the game, from was the 60 cards has Jose, and I don't know, like Jimmy and a few other writers, and then someone's PC has obviously Russ and his crew over there. So and then and even at the point also to what you're saying is there's so much free content as well that could substitute for what the article can sometimes have, or maybe not have as much detail. And now you have your rare candies, SackOrScoop. I think you guys have some videos. I think you have some videos also on your side a while ago, maybe. I think I posted some videos before too. But to the point though, there's stuff around. And you just go out and find it. But if you really want that detailed experience from a top level player, I think it's worth the dollar they ask for.
Okay, Darren.
So the way I look at it is like this: you can take these articles behind a paywall and think of them as a product that you're using, and you want a quality product, right? If you're paying for it, and you look at all this free stuff that questionably could be of the same or potentially better quality. If you wrap it around and look at it a little differently, we live in a society right now where people give their money to other people for making things, not because they want the things that they make, but because they like the person. So look at Twitch, great example. The product that Twitch streamers put out is just them playing a game and being entertaining. Is it possible that a lot of paywall subscribers subscribe to that frame of mind that they are supporting people that they like and websites that they like for an entertainment or from an entertainment aspect rather than just a piece of merchandise aspect.
I see it.
Dude,
I like
you
that.
get the first point of the night. Like that was, I didn't even know I was going to give out points, but that was good. I did not even think of
Thanks.
it that way.
I like that aspect, but is it sustainable in an article? I don't think so. There's not enough entertainment there.
Yeah,
it's more just reading.
So let's say you're a big Pokemon TCG fan. Your favorite Pokemon TCG player is Azul, and you watch his stream. You're a subscriber. You donate all the time. You gift subs, and then you see Azul has an article on this website, and it's going to be a regular article writer there. That person may just go, all right, I'm going to support him even more and support this website now, and it's people can latch on to entertainment, can latch on to personalities and support them.
I think that's a big thing. Again, if we go back to sponsorship, like Azul is a great person to sponsor because he has a great following, and if he does write for your page, his following will come and they will subscribe to it. Do I think that Azul could make his own website and post articles and people would just give him money if they were free? I don't think that would happen. But who knows? Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
All right, Zach, real quick, what's the best paywall site that you're subscribed to?
If someone's PC would put out articles more frequently, I think it would be the best, but sometimes they lack. I think 60 cards is good. 60 cards is good. They're consistent. They have top players writing for them, and maybe their infrastructure is the people running it are a little weird, but other than that, we're good. I think 60 cards.
Jeff, what do you got?
If someone's PC and Cut or Tap put out more content, I think their quality's there, but I agree 60 cards is probably quality with quantity. They're up there.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna go back now to number 6, which is Sword and Shield. I put Sword and Shield here because it's like the block. In this collector's market has been just the influx. Like I don't know. I know that. So is Josh a part of SackOrScoop?
Sometimes. Okay, for sure.
Sometimes. Josh is a big high rarity fan. Like he plays max rarity all the time, and there's some players who do that. And there's a lot of people out there who are in the collecting market that were like, they lost their minds when like Sun and Moon, Guardians Rising, those sets started coming out because they added these secret rares in and these rainbow rares. Should that continue with the Sword and Shield block, or is Pokemon going to be like, hold on a second, like the community is obviously noticeably upset because this market is just, the collector's market is just too much for people right now. Are they going to get rid of those rainbow rares, just go back to full arts, regular arts, and then secret rares? What do you think they should do?
I think it's fine. I think what they're doing, I actually love the alternate. Like, I think the more cards, the better. The higher rarity. Some people just, they want the blingiest deck. I'll tell you right now, if Chum goes to a tournament, you got to be damn straight that thing's going to be the shiniest thing you've ever seen in your life. He might not win a game, but he's going to look good doing it. And there's a lot enough people out there that do that. And, I mean, the collectors, good luck, man. I mean, there's a lot of cards. Like, if you really want to collect them all, I think it's more fun. Like, it might take you longer to get the cards. You might not have enough money eventually. If it was just so easy where it was cheap and you could just get every card from every set, like, is that really even fun? No, I don't know. I think we keep it the way it is and actually throw in more alternate arts. Like, I think the artworks are dope. Give me like 3 alternate arts of everything. Whoa. I'm down.
All right, Jeff. You agree?
Listen. Pokemon's about to start dropping out. You know, your diamond rarity, your bronze rarity.
There we go. I'm all for
your
this.
Gold, silver. You're gonna have your first, second, third, fourth place rarities all, numbers.
For this.
Your card set is gonna be 1,000 out of 100. It's gonna be insane this next set. I haven't never really thought about it on the collector side of it. However, I do think that rainbow rares are absolutely obnoxious.
I agree. They're so bad.
Like them.
On streams, you can't even.
I hate seeing them on streams. I'm like, is that a Lele? Oh, that's a Rushazard. Oh, God.
Who knows?
You know. So, I think they're gonna continue to block. They're gonna continue it. I mean, they're gonna stay consistent with Sun and Moon and probably still keep their hyper rare, whatever extra rare, full art promo rare, whatever it might be. You know, they're gonna keep the trend going. I don't like him. I think they're dumb. I think they're ugly. I think you should just do full art and regular art. But I guess people like those rainbow, you know, reflective, see your face cards.
I say they get rid of that. Get rid of the rainbow crap. I'm done.
I'm not a huge fan of rainbow, but it's probably mostly just because I have no idea what it is when it's on stream. Maybe if they updated it so that it had like an outline, like they just outlined the Pokemon with a black instead of just being completely rainbow. I don't know. That might be better, but there are too many. I'm a huge fan of the alternate full arts. Like those are so cool. Like
that Buzzwole Pheromosa is so cool. Oh my gosh.
The Greninja Zoroark, they're like in a tree hanging out. Really I'm like, that's dope.
That's dope.
The Marshadow Machamp is probably my favorite alternate from the last set. They're just
let's just get those.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
And then you open this like big shiny. Oh, it's just a silver card, and you can't read what it says if you hold it at arm's length. Like, I don't know.
I just think 250 cards in a set is way too much.
It's too many.
Like this is crazy. I can't even remember 5-10 cards in the set when I'm trying to talk about them on a weekly basis.
I feel like it hurt. I don't know. You guys are a store. Does it hurt your guys' like product buying? Because like I've won a couple of Winnaboxes. I don't buy product. I've won a couple of Winnaboxes and I've opened boxes and I've seen people open like cases online where they open a case and they don't pull one Charizard. Reshiram. I'm like, why would I ever buy a box again?
Well, it's rough, especially. I mean, Unbroken Bonds wasn't that bad, but when you get like people are sending you pre-orders and they're like, "Hey, why aren't you putting pre-orders on the website?" It's like because I'm opening 50 to 75 boxes of this set, and I don't know what I'm going to pull.
Right?
Like we've opened
500 cards in the set.
boxes. We have never once pulled a master set out of our mass opening. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's always 1 to 2 cards that we're missing.
That's
It's like I can't sell 4 gold escape ropes to Josh when I don't even pull 1.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to take your money ahead of time.
100%. Like that's tough. Like I think it's harder on you guys than like anyone else.
Yeah, I hate it. Plus it diminishes the values of full arts and it's just, yeah. All right.
Agreed.
These next few sections we're going to hammer through. These are the lightning round questions. So all of us here create content. Obviously, we've got Faded Town podcast, we've got the Super Podcast, we've got Dead Draw Gaming podcast. So we're going to focus on right now. What is the toughest part, Zach, of creating content?
Scheduling. I think scheduling. Getting everyone in one spot at the same time, or not even one spot. Like get to your computer at the same time. Especially because we have a guest on every episode, so it's like, all right, I got a message ahead and figure it out. But other than that, I think once the content's out, like I have no problem editing. I have no problem. Like I do pretty much everything. I edit, I promote everything on my own, and I have Kevin there to be nice and look good and talk. But other than that, like I think I have fun. I don't like at the end of the day, I would like a sponsor, but I think as long as you're doing something, because like if you look at our old content, we would open packs like crazy, and we would do PTCGO, and it just came to a point like I don't even like opening packs. But opening packs sucks. PTCGO is super boring. Like that's what it came down to. I was like, they're like, what are we gonna do with the channel? I'm like, I don't even care. I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing this shit anymore because this shit's boring. Like we're just not. And then the channel died for a year, and I was like, you know what I enjoy? I listened to a ton of podcasts. I'm like, you know what, let's do a podcast. And ever since we did a podcast, me and Kevin, we have so much fun doing it. And like, I don't care if 10 people watch it. I don't care if 1 million people watch it. I will put out a podcast every week until like I die. I don't know. I think I just have so much fun doing it.
Jeff, life gets busy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. For myself personally, I think I take more of that Kevin role on SackOrScoop on the Super Broadcast side. But the biggest thing about it is obviously the time management. It'd be bad. It's definitely kind of hard to schedule time to get on the podcast and such, right? Like to do episodes. But I think another factor is coming up with different content consistently. A lot of people do the same thing. I mean, there was a point in time where when we first started Super Broadcast, we were one of the initial people to do like meta forecasting for events. And then that kind of dominoed to like numerous YouTube channels and other SoundCloud people and other podcasts doing meta forecasting and stuff. So it's just kind of like, well, we can't do that niche anymore. What could be our next thing? And then it's trying to come up with different unique ideas on doing interviews. Kirk just did this one-on-one with Zach. We're about to do another one here that I won't disclose this yet, but it's going to be definitely really cool. But like it's just kind of like trying to finding your niche and do something different, so that way you kind of stay ahead of the game and not repeating what everyone else does.
So, man, I can really feel you there, Jeff. Like I'm trying to be unique and original every episode. Man, it's so tough. Like I know we've fallen into some ruts where we'll be like, all right, now we're gonna do the prelude to Madison. All right, next episode is the recap from Madison. All right, now this next episode we're gonna do the preview of NAIC. It just turns into a scheduled blah boring.
Yep.
So I mean, the hardest thing is keeping it fresh for yourself so that you can be entertained by it while you do it, because otherwise it's not fun for anybody. If you're just there phoning it in, that's a great way for your channel to die. Dude,
that's literally what would happen. It would be like Monday, it'd be like, Zach, dude, you're gonna put out a PTCGO video this week? I'm like, sure. Like I guess we're gonna do this, and it'd be like, this shit is just like, I don't even like doing it. There was a point where like I just felt like people would watch the video, they'd go to the end or the beginning of the video, look at the list and move on. That I literally made a video that just says the list. And all it was like 10 minutes of me like eating cereal with a list on the video. And that's it. And I'm like, I'll tell you what.
That's great.
I was like, and like, it got to a point, it'd be like 10 minutes, and I'm like, if you're still watching this, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life, man. I'm not doing anything. This is just the list, boys. And like, Chum got, when I posted that video, Chum never got more mad at me than that. He's like, this is not the type of content we put out. I'm like, it was today. It was today. And I think I put out like, because it actually got decent views, and he's like, people really watch this? I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, people don't give a shit about your PTCGO video. They just want the list. And that's what I gave them. Nice. And I put out another one, and he's like, we're not doing this anymore, Zach. Done. I'm like, well, I'm just done with everything, dude. I'm done.
That is
If Dan were here, I know he could really relate, because Dan was streaming PTCGO for a long time, and eventually it was a chore. It was work. He dreaded getting in front of his computer to play a Pokemon game, and that's terrible. Like,
I think as long as you just got to find something you like to do, and I think the way we have it right now, it's so fresh because we have a new person and we're asking them about themselves. So like, we don't know anything. So like, every conversation is just great, and as long as we can keep that up and we get new guests consistently, I just don't like, obviously we can bring people in and talk about other stuff, but I think there's enough people out there where let's just meet them all. Let's just meet them all.
There you
That's
go.
where we're at.
All right,
I want one word or sentence for this next one here. You don't have to go in depth. You don't have to go nuts about it. Pokemon would be better if blank.
Pokemon invested more money in it. Are we talking TCG or are we just talking
TCG?
Pokemon?
Yeah, TCG in specific.
If Pokemon went all in on it.
Cool.
Pokemon would be better if they had streams at every regional.
I like it.
End quote.
Pokemon would be better if there was better judge comp, like legit judge comp that would make people want to be judges other than just for the fun of it.
I agree.
All right, so I think you guys all kind of agree that Pokemon needs to invest a little bit more money in their TCG market as far as events go, whether it be helping out with streaming funds, helping out with judge comps, helping out with whatever the case may be. Perfect. All right, this is going to be super rapid fire. I'm going to give you a list of a bunch of different decks here. I just want to know buy or sell on this deck for NAIC. I want to know, does this deck have a chance to win NAIC? If it does, you're buying it. If it doesn't, you're selling it. Okay, let's go. Zach, Reshi, Zard.
Bye.
Jeff?
Buy it twice.
I'm a buy.
Triple bye.
Pikaram.
Bye.
Buy.
Yeah, buy.
Blacephalon the baby.
Sell. Throw that shit in the garbage.
Let loose says sell it.
Okay.
I know I have friends that like it, but sell.
The big Blacephalon.
It's trash.
Really? Two regional wins this year, including the
Doesn't
most
matter.
recent one? Okay, fair
It
enough.
loses to itself.
I mean, but then it would beat itself.
Yeah.
Dang.
Got me.
It broke out on me. Did you guys say Blacephalon?
Yeah,
GX, yeah.
GX, yeah.
I would say buy.
I am a buy.
Okay. Wheezing.
So. I don't sell for sure.
I already sold all mine. I got my 30 cents back, so it's the
They have
hard.
someone overpaid for it.
Wheezing is my favorite deck right now. It's a sell.
Quag Nog. Nog Quag. Whatever you want to call it.
We're shipping that one too, so no chance.
Okay.
If we're saying strictly to win NAIC, I'm gonna sell it. They could get points, but I'm gonna sell it.
They
It's
could
a
get
sell.
points.
It's a sell.
Blissey.
I'm buying it 100%.
There it is.
Wow.
That's not a question.
If there was a rainbow rare Blissey,
I wouldn't buy that.
I would sell it to Dead Draw Gaming. I'm selling it.
Perfect.
Man, I think I just coin flips, man. No, it's gonna lose in the clutch. Sell.
Zapdos.
Buy. It's probably the best deck, to be honest. That's what I think.
I'm a hater of Zapdos, but it's probably one of the more consistent decks right now, so I would say buy it. You know what you're getting out of it.
I'll say sell.
All right, I know there's a million different versions of it. I'm just going to say Zoroark.
Buy. I think I'll never tell no one to not. If someone told me they're playing Zark, I said good. That's good. It's always good.
Fun fact about Zork, I actually sold them a while back for like 18 each, and I just bought them again for $2 each. So yes, for net game. And I would play it. I would buy it. And I would buy it again. Zork Dugong for the win.
There it is.
Yeah, Zoroark's a buy.
All right, I'm going to do a few more here. Let's go Granbull.
So there, it doesn't hit the numbers.
We saw it on stream twice last time at Madison. That's gonna be a hard sell for me.
Sell.
All right, let's do Malamar.
Ooh.
Whatever. If you say sell, Rukan's going to come at you real fast.
Me and Rukan have gotten so many arguments, but I don't like. If he wants to talk to me about, I'm selling it, 100% selling it. Deck is trash, but yeah, if Rukan talks about it, I'll listen. But no one else, I don't care. If your name ain't Rukan, don't even bring up Malamar.
Okay.
I'd buy it. I think it's underrated. I don't know if it's gonna hit. I haven't tested it like too much, but I know that there's a lot of different techs that can help out different matchups. So I'd buy it.
I'm gonna sell on Malamar.
All right, last one, Vikavolt.
Wow.
I'm buying on the Vikavolt. I've seen some
so-
crazy stuff.
Malamar buying Vikavolt. Let's go.
I think Zach's actually buying for next format. Maybe I don't know, but Karl Duracell Barone bringing out hot stream. I think Chris
Duracell Barone.
Yes.
Yeah, Duracell Barone. That's
There's a
copyright.
few
That's
that they do
copyrighted.
that, yeah.
There's more than one. Well, I think
Yes.
one got a day 2 in Santa Clara too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arlo, I
Yeah.
think, stayed Madison with it too.
I'll tell you right now, if I see a grubbin, I'm worried. That's all I'm saying. I'm worried. The numbers it hits is
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
Very easily too.
Pretty solid.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
you've
buy
never
it.
candy, you're there.
I mean, Karl tweeted that he's not playing it, so that means I don't think it's good.
All right.
That's
Darren?
a sell. Big ol' sell.
I
All
hope
right.
I win.
Give me a surprise deck that could win that we haven't talked about.
Aerodactyl's winning the tournament. So
There it is. Jeff?
La 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 la
Don't
la.
say Lost March. Don't do it.
Oh man, you beat me too, but I won't say it. I'll say it for you to say. We'll go with Grant Manley, Spirit Tomb, Honchkrow, Umbreon, bringing the dark decks back. Black
Boom.
Market, all that.
Oh, man, I bet it.
I could name like 20 more decks too if you guys wanted to.
There's name one for me, please.
A surprise deck that people won't see coming that might make a big stink. I don't know. Hitmon.
The Hitmon clan.
Hitmon clan, yeah.
that's the Purple Cliff special.
I'm going to say, there's a lot of water out there that could be good, like a Gyarados deck or Lapras, maybe.
Zora Gyarados.
Look, I'm telling you right now, if water was good, it would have already done something. It doesn't do anything.
Maybe just nobody's figured it out yet. Maybe nobody's
There's
figured
nothing
it
to
out
figure out. There's nothing to figure out. Trash.
Let's go, Team DDG. Make it happen. You got a couple days yet.
No
Make
way.
the list.
If DG, I'll tell you right now, DDG plays water
right now. They got their deck.
They will not
Get in the
win.
lab, boys. Let's go.
If they play water, I'll be absolutely stunned. But they're playing a
not
deck with
happening.
Z in it, 100%.
All right, Papa's saying Venusaur is going to win.
Papa's crazy.
If it plays against Raul, if it's Raul playing it, maybe. Just don't put him on
No.
stream.
Nope.
All right, give me real quick we'll talk about this in a second. Let's move into our draft. Let's do a draft.
Yeah,
All
I've been waiting for
all
this.
All right, so I have randomized the order, and by randomized, I just put it in the order pretty much of the screen. So we're going to do 7 normal rounds, and then we're going to do a senior and a junior pick. I'm not going to worry about international. You can pick international if you want. I'm going to do point system based on what their point total would be, and then bonus points for top 8, top 4, winner. So you get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss, and then obviously if you make day 2, you're going to get more points because get more games. So with that being said, Zach's going to start us off. Then we're going to go Jeff. Then Darren. Hopefully you have Dan's list handy.
I
Otherwise,
do.
I can pull it up. I'll have Dan pick, and then I will go. I have Darren going last because Darren likes to finish last. And with that being said, that was it.
I don't know who's all going. I should know this stuff.
You should know this.
I should know this.
What does the loser have to do? I don't know yet. We got to figure that out.
No.
They got to do something.
Do I have to play safe? I really want to take. I'll play safe. I'll play it safe, and I will take.
It's X on the clock. We're gonna snake this draft also. So
Oh, are you keeping record, Danny?
unless you want to.
Oh, I don't mind. Either way.
I'm gonna take Azul, just to be
Yeah.
safe. Yeah, I'll take Azul.
Perfect.
I better pull up a spreadsheet.
I'll take Gustavo.
That's a
what I was
really
gonna
good
say.
bet. That's strong. Gustavo just always comes to play.
My man's consistent.
All right, 1 sec. Zach.
Is that who your pick is?
No.
Yeah, Gustavo. Oh, you're talking about him saying
Yes.
Zach. That's the best pick of the draft.
That's smart. I'll tell you right now.
Hey guys, I know you guys are all fighting to pick me, but I'm not playing any ice for the record.
I thought you were going. I thought we were drafting old format.
I'm gonna play. Oh, if we draft the old format, we winning. We winning. Oh, we winning.
Darren, what happened to our video here?
Oh, did something get messed up? I'm so sorry.
You want me to keep track of the names?
I guess so. Yeah, I got messed up.
Zach's got Azul, and Jeff, you picked Zach, right?
Absolutely not.
What? Come on, man.
As Kirk would say, disrespectfully disagree.
Oh. It's okay.
All right, it's getting fixed. Sorry, guys.
We still got 7 rounds, Zach. You know that. Come on.
Hey, I'm taking myself. Don't worry. I'm not gonna last that long. I think if you're not confident in yourself, you shouldn't be playing.
All right, so Dan, I should just mess with Dan's draft because he's not here.
Yes, please. Yeah, that was the problem. I couldn't look at Dan's list.
All right, so Dan is taking Danny A. So Danny A is off the board. I am taking the guy who promised me he was going to win, and that's Caleb. So Darren, you're on the clock.
Okay. I will take a person.
Perfect.
I mean, yeah, better to take
Solid.
people.
Yeah, probably shouldn't take like animals.
All right. Tord.
Is he going?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. He's already here.
Yep.
Okay.
Him and the Limitless boys.
All right.
Darren, you get another
I
pick.
pick again.
It's
Okay.
Darren again, right? Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'll do. Okay, so first pick was Azul, and then it was Gustavo, and then Danny. Who did you take?
I picked Caleb.
You picked Caleb. And what did Dan get? Or who did Dan get?
Danny A.
Okay.
He picked Danny.
All right. I'll take Jimmy Pendarvis.
Jimmy P off the board.
Pick. I'm taking Isaiah. There goes the team. They're gone. Dan.
You have like 30 members. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
No, we reordered.
Oh, really? I don't know anything.
No.
Who got 4?
5.
Oh, I like it.
Azul, Danny, Caleb, Isaiah, and Pendy.
Oh, that sounds way better.
All right,
I
so
like
we
it.
got Stefan for Dan.
Oh, the reigning champ?
Yep.
Rude. That's what I was getting. Then I'm gonna get. Who am I gonna get? I'm gonna get the pseudo DDG player. I'm gonna get Pramawat.
That's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
He plays what DDG plays, so it might as well.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, Zach, you got 2 picks, my friend.
Well, I'm gonna take Pedro Torres.
Cool.
Good pick.
Man, I'm gonna take Raul Reddy.
Rahul.
Nice.
I am gonna take. Who am I taking? Who are we taking? I'm gonna hope this pick lasts around 4, so I'm gonna save that one. Let's go with Alex Szymanski. Is he judging? Is he playing?
I think Alex is playing.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll go with the
he's
play,
playing.
and then if for some reason he's judging, we'll go halves on Chris.
Perfect.
Is that how that works?
Is that how that works? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys wouldn't know.
Yeah, no. Good.
You took Dan's next pick. Now he's going Ian Robb.
Ian Robb, Mr. Madison champ.
I cannot let Jose fall any lower, so I'm going to take Jose.
Jose
There
Muro.
it There it goes. All right. So
My boy, he's guaranteed 9th. Guaranteed.
That's fine.
Yeah, 9th.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot
I'm
of
not
points.
playing
Yeah.
to win. I'm playing to not
Yeah.
take last.
All right.
All I'm doing is playing to beat Darren right now.
Easy.
That's
All
my
right.
game
So
plan.
I'll take Robin Schultz.
Ah,
come on, dude.
God.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
That's
I
a solid
need to
pick.
go back. I need to go to Europe.
Ah, man.
And I'll
Solid
do
choice.
Xander Perot or Xander Perot.
Xander's always a good pick too.
Xander P.
Oh,
I gotta go Connor. He's just been coming out and he's been playing well.
Connor Fenton.
Yep.
we'll go back. We're just going USA
Dan
now.
is going with Fabian.
Fabia.
Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff, you're up.
Yeah, let's go with let me do some shuffling here. Give me a second. Because Robin was taken. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go with let's go with Pablo.
My boy. My boy Pablo off the board.
Pablo it is.
Oh, it's on me.
You got him back to back.
All right. Well, we go back to back. Then we're taking. I'm taking Sam Chen.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
He's a sleeper, and he's gonna win probably. And God, we have to win. We can't lose. We'll take Zach Lesage. Zach Lesage.
Power play.
All right, let's go with.
Even though Brown sucks.
Oh man, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? Let's do Mr. Joe Rudiger.
How many more picks do we have?
You have two.
Have two.
Two before senior and junior picks.
Okay. All right.
Dan is going with Poke Persic.
Already got my two. Good.
I'm struggling here between a couple players, but I think I'm gonna go with Zach Kreckler.
Yeah.
That's the wrong Zach.
Oh shoot, Zach. I already put it down. My bad.
I already put it down. He says.
Wrong
We're
Zach.
going back now. Darren.
Riley
Pick your
Colbert, take it local.
I keep thinking that you're gonna leave somebody for me, and you just don't. I'm like, Darren doesn't know anybody, so he's not gonna pick my guys. And now it's like twice.
And how about I'll take Andrew Mahone.
He's not going.
Oh, he's not going? Okay.
From what I know, he said it on stream yesterday, I think.
Okay, undo.
He's like, if I was going.
All right, undo.
I already had it down.
You're stuck.
Don't do
You're
this.
stuck.
Don't do this. Give me Tarble. Did someone take Tarble?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Darren Tarbell it is.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm gonna go Kris Kemp. Been playing well this season.
Nice.
I'm not 100% sure he's going, but I guess those are the risks you take. Dan's is falling down to Rukan. Jeff.
We are gonna hop on the Blissey train. We're getting Russell Lepar.
There it
You
is.
fucking stole my pick, you rude. You don't even like Blissey. God. We're going to stick with the Blissey train, and we're going to take Kenny Britton.
Nice.
And we're going to probably stick on another. We're going to take Zach Everest as our last pick.
Ooh, picking himself. Wait,
I
who's
like
that?
it.
I think he's the best.
It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out.
There it is.
Easy peasy.
I'm going to close it out with the person who's currently at 50 CP. He's going to win NAIC to get his invite, and as James Arnold.
That is a strong pick.
Ooh.
I love it. Yeah,
Very
what?
strong pick.
Wow, that's like putting $1.25 on like a 9-team parlay and winning $1,000. It'd be so crazy.
Dan is going with Cody Graham. I'm going to
Kody.
go ahead and pick John Ang.
Nice.
Freaking
That's a good pick.
Russ
And
is gonna be
Strong
mad
player
at
at
me.
the end.
I'll take Evan Campbell.
Dude,
All right,
Oh.
we've got senior picks.
I don't even know a senior. God damn it. Can you even look this up?
Pick Wolf Glick.
Wolf Glick it is, dude. The best. Yep, that's who I got. Is that a person?
I mean, yeah, but he's VDC.
He's not playing.
He's still playing, technically.
Oh.
Does
First up is Darren. Darren, you got time.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
yeah,
Zach. You can look
go.
stuff up.
Oh, I'm first up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll take. So I'm looking at this.
How do I even look this up? Someone
Here.
linked me something.
I got you.
I'll take this Reagan R. I don't know their last name. I'm just looking at the leaderboard.
Reagan. You got it. I'm gonna take Isaiah. I think I picked him last year and he won, didn't he?
Isaiah.
Isaiah Bradner, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys left him for me last year and he got him.
This guy's
Yeah.
not even on the list. You guys are cheating.
Wolf Glick? He's on VGC, dude.
No, Isaiah. Where's that guy?
Isaiah, are you looking
Number
at
9.
the seniors?
Oh, is he on number 9?
Yeah.
There's 2 8s. Am I not? What am I looking at?
Wait
here?
a second. What are you looking at? Isaiah's
I don't
number
know what I'm
6.
looking.
Are you
I
looking
literally
at
just
play
copied the link
points?
that I'm looking at.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Let
Okay.
me list.
I am looking at play points. You're right. Yep. This
There it
all
is.
makes sense.
Dan's gonna go with Christian. I don't know why I'm picking well for him because he ain't even here. All right, Jeff.
I'll go with Rowan. Stavenol.
He's not even going.
What? Okay, cool. We'll go
I'm
with.
just kidding. I don't know. I'm just making it up.
Got me. I was ready. I'm just gonna move up the ladder and just pick the next person.
You don't want to pick Tantan? I don't know who that is.
No
Probably
clue.
nobody's.
Is that William Wallace? Does that say William Wallace?
It does, dude. He did well last year too.
I'm taking that guy 100%. That's the dumbest name ever.
All right, my man. Now you're gonna go to the left-hand side of your screen and pick TCG Juniors
No,
and pick
this
one of
is
those
even
cats.
better. All right, let me see. Championship points. God, come on, man. And do we believe in Brazil? Do we believe in Brazil?
Oh, you're doing worldwide.
I am.
Global.
That is.
If I'm gonna pick a kid, I'm picking a Brazilian kid.
You're picking one that's
And
gonna
that's-
travel
It's
far.
Pedro Augusto.
Pedro Augusto.
Yes,
Definitely showing up.
Can you say that again?
he's showing up for sure.
Nice.
No doubt in my mind, Pedro Augusto will be there, and he will win.
I'm
Nice.
gonna pick Caleb Elliott.
Caleb Elliott.
Or
Do you know who
Callum.
that is?
Caleb. Yeah, his dad played the Wheezing deck that we had on stream in Madison.
Oh, nice. How'd he do?
He won the match, got day 2. However, day 2 did not go so well.
Dang.
I'm just saying he's not beating Pedro.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh
All
man.
right, Dan is gonna go with. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit.
There you
He's
go.
gonna go with
Going rogue.
Wes
Wes
Kleppy.
Clappy. There you go.
That was my second pick. Dang it.
All right, I'm going with the only team DDG Junior, and that's Logan.
Ah,
Logan
dang
Paul?
it.
Logan
Yeah,
Paul.
right?
Logan Paul. That's a controversial pick.
I think he's gonna be there, and I think he's gonna play in juniors for some reason. Just seems like something he'd
He's
do.
gonna look big. I think he'll get away with it though.
He'd probably look pretty big amongst the masters too.
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
So I'm gonna take this number 20. I hope she's going. He or she's going. Gabrielle Cabrera. Not sure if that's a guy or girl name. And when you're talking about Cabreras.
Why are we going all okay?
Well, if it's Gabriel or if it's Gabrielle, I don't know.
Are you trying to tell me that you don't know All the juniors?
Not even like more than 2.
I know 0.
You do know 2 though. Oh, you should have picked Parker.
Oh,
what are
take
you
it
doing?
back, Parker, please.
It's
Yes.
already written.
No, unchange. I mean,
Why does
do
he always
change.
get? Why does he get take backs? Can I get
What
take
about
back?
Gabriel?
I want Gabriel.
No idea.
Gabrielle.
It's Gabriel.
Gabriel.
No, please give me Parker. This needs to
I
happen.
should probably, like, to be honest, I should probably take a American player. Who knows if Pedro?
Like Roan's a great player. I played against him before. That kid's baller. But
Which one?
I wanted to Roan in juniors.
Has anyone taken him?
You've already picked, bro.
No, I don't know. I think we get
No.
takes backs. I think we get take backs.
He doesn't have the undo button. He removed the undo button.
He got, dude. He did
gone.
it twice. I'm just
You know,
saying.
it's like a Pandora. You only get 2 skips. He only gets 2 undos. So.
And he got him. He took a both.
I used
you
them
gotta-
both.
We're not good at this.
You have to undo it before it gets to the next pick.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
You're
Oh,
undoing
that's
late
fair.
right
All right.
now.
That's
Like,
fine.
Pedro's gonna be there. You were so confident 4 picks ago. You were like, dude, this Brazilian.
Did you hear how you pronounce that last name? He was so confident.
Augusta.
You want to talk about meta
Augusto.
manipulation? Like, this dude is totally manipulating the meta right now. Like, he's just faking us out big time.
I need to figure it out. I'm gonna have to call in
Wow.
to Brazil and make sure he's there. We might have to buy a flight. We might have to buy a flight.
All that money you saved on sponsoring players this season, dude.
Yep.
That's what you saved
There
it
we
for.
go.
This is for this
Yeah,
moment.
Pedro Augusto
You could help a junior out.
Wow.
You gotta hurry up. He's got like 3 minutes to register. You better get on that line right now.
Incredible.
All right, so there you go. There's our NAIC drafts. I'll clean this up a little bit and post it out there. If people want to take a look, we can put it up on our Facebook page and our Twitter. I'll probably let Darren do that though, because I'm bad at social media. That is our
That's
show
not
for the night. This was
true.
different.
That
This was fun. I had a lot of fun. I want to thank Darren for being
that's me.
here, and I want to thank even more our good friends Jeff and Zach for taking
Yes.
time out of their nights. It is super, super late for Jeff, closing in on 1 a.m. It is still super early for Zach, closing in
It's
on
only 10.
10. So,
It's only 10. We're doing great.
Zach, safe travels, Stan. Anything you want to say to the community?
I guess I've been pretty controversial today. But
Yes.
I meant everything I said, and y'all suck. That's all I'm saying. Straight up. And check out Fade Todd Podcast coming out tomorrow with your boy Kirk. It's the best podcast in the world, number 1. And
There
those
it
are
is.
facts.
Jeff, how do you follow that, man?
Ooh.
Follow the Super Rodcast on Twitter. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. OG podcast, Super Rodcast. It was a lot of fun on the show. Thanks for having us. It's a little late, but had a lot of fun. Finally getting on with you guys and doing some kind of collaboration. I know we talked about it numerous times, and about time it happened. So yeah, super happy to be on here. Twitter at SaranRap. You can follow that. Super Rodcast at the Super Rodcast. And yeah, look forward to maybe doing this again sometime. A lot of fun.
Awesome. All right. So with that, guys, we will be back next week with a more normal episode. We'll cover NAIC. We'll go over maybe a few announcements. We'll see. Maybe if we decide to leak any information out there. So with that, guys, I got nothing more to say. Darren's not going to get a chance to say anything else. So that wraps up episode number 136. I want to thank you guys for all coming out and bearing with us as we switched over to YouTube just for this week. Next week, we'll be back on twitch.tv/DeadJawGaming. Make sure to give us a heart and a share and a lot of love, and keep sharing that love with the entire community. I don't know why I said that. It just sounded good. All right, guys. Until next time. Peace.